Jesus Christ, really?
Don't forget to become a member of UnrealEntGaming's Patreon for exclusive manga content and early access. Isn't that right, Seth?
I already joined his Patreon today. Tons of great stuff on there, actually. But did you really have to blow up the city?
Yes.
Blew up the domino. You blew up the dominoes and you're laughing. Do you realize the f***ing crisis here?
And you will be next. Unless you subscribe, like the video, and turn on notifications right now.
Or else what? You'll aggressively scream another man's name for several hours?
Kakarot! Kakarot!
Of all the outcomes and possible things that I could have guessed would happen, I never would have expected to one day look down upon you and see you reach true angelic levels of power, to fully enter into and dwell within my own domain. And though you are not an angel by blood, you have certainly found a way to reach true angelic power. And now that you have transcended into awakening your angel form, Goku, it's time we finally bear witness to what your ultimate and awakened power is really all about.
As our story continues following the events of Goku's angelic transformation and now having to manifest his angelic powers onto the surface, as with Tekira now looking forward and battling Goku at his absolute best, it was only just before the two were then shown engaging where Tekira went on to respond, "So you were finally able to reach this level after all. Very good, son Goku. However, I would advise for you not to get too far ahead of yourself now that you've become the first of your kind to reach such levels of power. Even if you are the first mortal to ever enter into the domain of the angels, do not mistaken this angel form of yours for invincibility," Tekira continues. "Though your angel energy surges with great and mighty power, the question then becomes, can you control it?" Tekira asks. "Can you wield such power with precision, purpose, and focus? That we will see. And now that you have officially drawn forward your full and raw power onto the surface, it's time that we find out just how good you truly are, son Goku," with Angel Goku responding, "Then let our next battle serve as a testament to the strength and resolve that we share in wanting to become the very best that we can be, Tekira. And as I stand before you wielding the true nature of my divine power from the angelic path that I've decided to walk down, I stand ready," Goku continues. "And as we wage what will presumably be our final battle in this tournament, I will demonstrate the culmination of my combined strength with full focus." As Tekira had now gone as far as to get into fighting position by responding, "Trust and know that I don't expect anything less than your absolute best against me now. So whenever you feel ready, I'll allow for you to go and make the first move against me so that way I can be sure of your power. Now let's just see where your skills stack up compared to mine, mortal. Your newly unlocked angelic power may be a marvel to look at, but the true measure of its strength lies within your ability to control and master its divine nature, so we will see. Oh, I don't think that allowing for the Saiyan to go and make the first move here is the right one for Tekira to make," Akuma went on to chime in. "And especially if the mortal has entered into wielding true angelic power, then Tekira should be looking to put an end to the Saiyan rather quickly instead of just going back and forth with him like this." "Oh, this was a mistake," Budo went on to quickly shout. "Our actions in taking this creature lightly has now led to this exact problem. Tekira must obliterate him right now before it's too late," with Yoshido chiming in. "The two of you are getting all worked up for nothing here. Like, think about it. What are the odds of Tekira actually losing against the Saiyan in this fight, right? I mean, what's the worst that can happen out there?" To which upon Angel Goku now shown dashing towards Tekira, it was only right upon with Goku now being shown finally having to move where the Grand Priest went on to quickly chime in. "Oh, and there he goes. My, what an incredible incredibly impressive speed compared to how fast he was before, isn't it, Whis? Well, this will rather be very exciting to watch go down indeed, with Whis responding, "Indeed it shall. Well, this is it, Goku. It's all or nothing. Good luck and do not let him break you." In which within that very moment back down below, as soon as Tekira was now shown having to grab onto Goku's fist upon Goku now being shown making contact, this was where a gigantic shockwave was now shown having to echo all throughout the Null Realm as Yoshido went on to chime back in. Whoa, did you all just see the way that angel monkey just moved in for the attack? Oh, now that was really an improvement compared to before, huh? Oh, curse that mortal! And we were barely able to follow too, Budo went on to quickly respond. Oh, so it's as I feared. If he was able to increase his speed by this much, then his power is likely through the roof as well, with Akuma responding, yes, and to add on to the fact that this was exactly what Tekira had seen and wanted to draw out of the Saiyan as well. Oh, so maybe we were wrong to overlook him the way we did, especially if he's going to be giving Tekira a run for his money. But how was it that he, a low-level mortal warrior, was able to master Ultra Instinct whereas we couldn't, with the Grand Priest responding, well, it was your lack of maintaining a calm and tranquil spirit, of course. You four were able to climb just as high where you are without it, though this case with Son Goku does sure prove different. Very impressive speed, Saiyan, Tekira went on to quickly respond. The difference between now and then is clear to me. However, did your reaction speed also improve that aligns with your defense? Let's have a look then, to which upon Tekira now being shown responding in his own way, that was when Angel Goku was from that point shown doing exactly what Tekira did and grabbing onto Tekira's punch with Whis chiming in, yes, just like that, amazing, just amazing, Goku! He is able to fight very fluently while maintaining balance of his spirit and emotions, just as I had wanted to see come from him since we trained. You're extremely sharp, Angel Goku went on to quickly respond to Tekira while locked in a test of strength, but I'm not going to let you slip through my guard and get the better of me again, especially not now, with Tekira responding, or so you may think, Goku, but now that I'm starting to get a taste of what I'll be going up against, then it's only fitting that I start to use my true power in response just like you. Oh, this is just crazy, Yoshido went on to quickly chime back in. Even though I can see it with my very own eyes, I still can't believe what I'm seeing down there. They're locked in place. It's a stalemate. They appear to be completely even down there, but how can that be, with Akuma responding, oh, for now that is, but yes. And this is likely due to the Saiyan's experience by training alongside his angel. Tell us, Whis, were you able to see this coming from the mortal when you first took him under your wing to train, or did this occur at random and being something that you've never experienced come from him before? We must know the truth behind this, with Whis responding, well, this was something that I had never would have thought would happen, especially not when I had first taken Son Goku and his friend Vegeta on over to Beerus' planet to train, but as time went on, I was beginning to see something more come from Goku, especially when he was first shown unlocking the power of Ultra Instinct during his battle with Jiren at the Tournament of Power, with Yoshido responding, oh, so that settles it then. This guy was something special the entire time, wasn't he? To which upon making our way back down with both Goku and Tekira being shown struggling, that was when Tekira went on to address Goku by then telling him, this angelic form of yours has brought us both to the moment of equilibrium, Son Goku, and I'm impressed as this was the power that I wanted to face, but as you push back against me, just know that you will not overpower my vastness of experience and generations of battle, because just as hard as you continue to push, I too will push even harder to defeat you, with Angel Goku responding, and for you to assume that your years of experience in battle will best mine will be exactly what will lead you down the road of defeat against me, Tekira, because we may be even now, but I will find a way to edge you out and I will find a way to beat you. Hey, this is getting really intense down there, Yoshido went on to then respond. The entire realm appears to be shaking under the weight of their struggle, with Akuma responding, no, come on, Tekira, he's just a mortal. He was never meant to come this far, let alone be this strong. We are what shapes the multiverse, not him. So even if they're even, Tekira still has to win. But it only now looked as though though Angel Goku had other plans, to which upon Angel Goku now being shown exerting even more power, that was when Budo went on to respond, "Oh darn it, look! The Saiyan is driving him towards the edge of the stage. He's pushing Tekira further out. No, this is just ridiculous to watch go down." Akuma then went on to quickly respond again, "Even more so with all that we have had to deal with when fighting that mortal down there." To which, before you know it, as Goku was now shown slowly but surely edging Tekira towards the edge of the stage, was when Goku then went on to address Tekira by telling him, "You could never understand the pain that I had to go through, the people that I had to watch suffer, and the many lives that I witnessed be snuffed away. Everything, every battle, every opponent has molded me into becoming who I am today, Tekira. And you and I, we aren't that far apart from each other either, because I can see more of myself within you, just as much as you would hate to admit that you could also see yourself within me as well." A fine speech, Goku, and a good display of strength as well, but it'll take more than just words to win this battle, especially one that is just as important and just as monumental as this one, Saiyan. And to your credit, though you are able to hold your own here against me, just remember, son Goku, that you are still a very long ways away from victory against me. In which, from out of nowhere now, before you know it, as soon as Tekira had now gone as far as to glare Goku away, it was only just upon with Tekira now being shown having to do this where Yoshida went on to respond, "Oh, incredible," and just like that, with one glare, Tekira has completely blown that angelic monkey away as though he was nothing. And I figured he'd fire back sooner or later. I mean, we've all seen what happens when Tekira really starts to try in a fight, and this is only but the beginning of it all, so just watch. With the Grand Priest responding, "Correct, but let's not gloss over Goku's expansive potential here either. You've all seen what he's capable of when his hand is forced and the chips are down, which is why this makes for the perfect battle for both experience and potential." With Akuma responding, "Well, I still doubt that the Saiyan has a chance of winning here, because how could he be so sure of the power that he's wielding will last? Give it time and we will see, but time may not be what also favors Tekira in this fight either, with all that we've seen this Saiyan do." In which, upon that very moment, as Tekira kept glaring Goku away, it was only as Tekira was now shown doing so where Tekira went on to respond, "You're a little harder to get a read on now that your body has completely changed the way it moves, but altering your fighting patterns isn't going to be enough to save you." To which, thankfully enough, as soon as Goku was now shown having to be successful enough in landing on one of the broken parts of the ring that was shown floating, was when Goku then went on to respond, "Gah, it's those eyes. They remind me of Jiren's, only Tekira's glare feels more like he's trying to attack me from the inside rather than the out. Like he's trying to disrupt the balance of my mind, body, and spirit. And it looks like he's on the move and he's coming in fast," Goku went on to then continue. "Well, I better not leave any room for him to make a move on me like that again, since it's too big of a risk. And especially if it's going to cost me my one and only chance that I have at beating this guy. Alright, Tekira, now it's my turn to bring the pain right back over and onto you." In which, upon Goku now being shown doing exactly that, that was when Yoshida went on to chime in, "Whoa, just look at that Saiyan's speed. His speed is really something else, you know. And it's almost like you can barely even see him coming and going at the rate which he seems to be traveling in. Well, the only other times that I saw speed like this came from either when we trained with the Angels, Tekira, or the Grand Priest. Yes, Goku, yes," Whis went on to then continue, "just like that. Remain as one and deliver onto him the full force of your incredible power, the likes of which have never been seen." In which, from out of nowhere now, the moment Angel Goku is now shown successfully having to land a thunderous knee strike on over to Tekira's stomach, it was only upon Goku now finally having to have succession where Goku then went on to shout, "Oh, right there, gotcha, Tekira," with Akuma having to shout, He connected. Son Goku actually connected a blow onto Tekira's body." To which, even with Tekira himself now having to acknowledge that indeed this attack had now successfully landed, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown following up in attempting to attack Tekira again, where Goku then went on to continue, "And this ends now, so into the void you go." What just happened to his body? How truly fascinating to see this come from a mortal with only bare minimum experience, Tekira went on to then respond to Goku. "You are beginning to slowly exceed the expectations that I originally had had set out for you, Goku, but you aren't the only one who was given the chance to train with angels, with Goku then responding, "What the heck? It's like he's completely hollow, like some sort of a ghost or something. Oh, I've got to still try," Goku went on to then quickly shout, as even despite Goku's best efforts in attempting to strike Tekira with Goku's attacks now being shown completely going right through, it was only just as Goku was now shown doing this where Tekira then went on to continue, "The reason why I say that you only know the bare minimum is because there are still many things that you have yet to see and experience, Saiyan. You can only react according to the things that you've experienced throughout your battles, but what happens when you start to experience a plethora of things which you haven't yet experienced in your life before, Son Goku? What would you do then? How long until you cope with the gravity of the failures that wait for you when this is all over? You're giving me the fight that I wanted to draw out of you, but will you be able to maintain this level of intensity for much longer? I wonder." In which upon that very moment, as Tekira was now shown having to split his body in 3 separate pieces, was when Goku then went on to ask, "Wait a second, the after image? Oh, you honestly think that I haven't seen and dealt with this technique before? What are you trying to get at here? I can already see right through your facade, Tekira." "Clever, but no," Tekira responds. "This isn't the after image technique that you are well accustomed to seeing and dealing with, Goku, but this is a little more than what your mind is able to process, so I'll just show you instead. For these are not mere holograms, nor are they mindless clones without a purpose, but instead, these are identical spirit vessels that you can only see and feel, but never successfully attack, for they are merely used as sacrificial energy inhibitors that attack you from within. A part of what lies within me is brought out and onto the battlefield as a weapon, so now observe further." As it was only now from out of nowhere, with Tekira now being shown spawning another set of arms from the side of his body, was when Goku then went on to ask, "What in the world? You can create additional arms to fight with that can grow out of your body? I could do much more than what you can see, Saiyan, for it's like I said, you are only aware of the bare minimum," with Yoshido chiming in, "Hey, I remember that little move of his when we trained with Tekira a while back. Yeah, I almost forgot about this little multi-armed Thunderbuster attack, especially with those decoys that are holding the monkey angel in place, that is." In which upon that very moment, as Tekira's spirit vessels were now shown having to envelop Goku, that was when Tekira went on to respond, "Now envelop this mortal's body and electrocute his body and spirit as he is held in place, so commence now." Wait, hold on, what do you mean by electrocuting me from both the outside and in? But then, it was just before Goku could go as far as to finish his sentence, as he was now being shown electrocuted and paralyzed in place, was when the Grand Priest went on to chime in, "Ah yes, a paralyzing counter, one that shocks its targets from both the outside and from within, leaving the host's victim vulnerable on the surface with no means of escape of fighting back since they are stuck." In which that was it, because with Tekira now finding his opening and continuously being shown attacking Goku over and over again, was when Yoshido went on to respond, "Oh, I see, so it's almost like he's attempting to try and beat the angel stuffing right out of the Saiyan and make him drop out of his form. I can't move. His punches are getting heavier and heavier. He'll break me down if I don't respond. And so I must," Goku then went on to quickly shout, because with Goku now finding his opening and muscling his way out by powering up and blowing Tekira away, was when Akuma went on to respond, "He's good. God, that Saiyan is too good, and it looks like he's only getting better and better the longer this goes," with Yoshido responding, "No way! Alright, cough it up, Grand Minister, because now we have to know. Is the Saiyan truly stronger than Tekira here or what? What's your take on all of this?" To which even with Tekira now noticing that Goku all of a sudden had just vanished, that was when Tekira went on to comment, "He muscled his way out of my trap and completely disappeared. I can feel him moving all around me, but I can't look into seeing what he'll do since his movements have completely changed, hindering my foresight," with the Grand Priest continuing, "Well, it's a little tough to say at the moment with all that's going on, of course, and with the fight still taking place, but what I can say is that Goku appears to hold a speed and reflex advantage in this fight, while Tekira holds a larger variety of techniques, experience, and counter tactics. But if I had to say for sure, then I'd say that between them both, while they do hold several advantages over the other that can ultimately favor them as this goes on, within this very moment in time, my guess is that they are now both completely even in this fight, the Grand Priest continues. Tekira really isn't someone who just sat by and watched. I remember when I first trained him back in the day, and while I can't say for sure that Tekira would certainly hold the stamina advantage over the Saiyan's ability to move freely while using the true nature of what Ultra Instinct is, combined of course with his ferocious Saiyan nature, is what will likely be an issue, but it's like I said, that is just within the moment, the Grand Priest continues. Anything can happen as their fight continues to go on, and so let's just see which one of them will outlast the other when it's all said and done. Though I will say that without this angel form, Goku would have lost a long time ago, in which within that very moment as Goku was now shown reappearing and punching Tekira square in the face, it was only just upon with Goku now attempting to do the same thing again was when Goku then went on to shout, "You almost had me, but now I've got you in my sights," with Tekira responding, "Go ahead and keep me within sight, you won't win." As this was now beginning to hold true, because with Goku now being shown having to find himself and punching into a barrier, it was only just upon with Goku now being shown having to briefly see this little wall in front of him was when Goku went on to respond, "Oh, a wall of energy at the exact time and place where I was looking to strike him too? Oh damn it, what is this?" with Tekira responding, "This is one of my many contingency counters in battle, son Goku." As it was even now during this with Goku still attempting to do his best in finding a way to strike Tekira with more and more of these energy walls appearing was when Whis went on to respond, "Well, as good as Goku is doing out there, experience does play a major role in any fight that a warrior may find themselves in, even if they are at the peak of their power. Neither appear to be slowing down, but could it be that Tekira wants to see all of which Goku's angelic form is capable of?" with Akuma responding, "Well, Tekira's not training the mortal, that's for sure, so he's likely only in this fight because he knows that it's a very rare opportunity to come across a mortal like this who is actually able to give him a worthy battle that doesn't come from the five of us." Yeah, well, now that he's got the fight that he wanted, Yoshido chimes in, it's within his own best interest to knock the Saiyan out cold now before he pulls another miracle out of that hat of his again. In which seconds later, with Goku being shown avoiding one of Tekira's punches and grabbing onto his arm before throwing him out into the distance was when Angel Goku then went on to respond, "There we go, now unless you can break your fall fast enough, then have fun sinking into the void. Now our battle is hereby over, Tekira. There's no way that you can possibly find your way back onto the stage from this one," with Budo responding, "No, tell me this isn't happening right now. He actually threw Tekira's entire body off the tournament stage. No, not again!" In which even despite Tekira's body being shown flying out more and more outwards as Tekira had gone as far as to extend his arm out, that's when Tekira then went on to shout, "Oh no you don't, wringing me out will not work on someone like me. Celestial Constriction!" The Celestial what? What's he doing to my body again? I can't rotate or move around. Just what's with all of these binding techniques and body altering attacks this guy has? Now I'm the one that has you, Goku. Astral Projection Converge! In which within that very moment, as Goku's body was now being shown getting pulled outwards, just as Tekira's body was shown getting flown out more into the void, was when Tekira went on to continue, "And if you want to honestly believe that throwing me out will be what does me in, then I am going to hit you with enough force that will shatter every bone in your torso." "Oh, I remember this," Akuma responds. "This was the same stasis attack that he used to immobilize you during our early days of training, Yosh." "Yeah, well, how about we not go back to that now, okay?" Yoshido responds. In which as Tekira was now shown making his way towards Goku with Goku making his way towards Tekira was when Tekira then went on to shout, "Now unless you truly think that your body is unbreakable, then this next strike is going to shatter you from within, son Goku. There will be no exceptions." As a nervous Goku went on to respond, "Whoa, he's closing in fast. I can sense an enormous power spike that's coming from that punch of his. I can't break free. No, I've got to move out of the way and fast. Oh, come on. I know that I can do it because I've done this before. Come on. And Goku got lucky because right before the moment of contact, as Tekira's punch was now shown going right through, it was just upon with Goku's body now being shown having to vanish again was when the Grand Priest went on to respond, "Oh look, you see, I knew it. And I told you that Son Goku was going to maintain and hold the speed advantage during this battle." Though he did get lucky because if that shot had connected, then I'm afraid that would have been it for Goku, with Tekira then responding, But how was he? Yes. Oh, instant transmission. You almost had me there," Goku went on to quickly rush in from behind, but almost isn't quite the answer now, is it, Tekira? Yes, excellent, Goku, Whis went on to then quickly shout. Just excellent, but my goodness, what a hard-hitting battle this has been thus far, and yet they still appear to be completely even. To which even with Goku and Tekira's body now being shown getting slammed right back onto the stage upon impact was when Akuma went on to respond, "Oh, this fight has evolved into becoming a battle of attrition, and it looks to remain that way until one of them gives in and breaks down first from the pressure. Oh, this mortal girl, I can't stand to watch this anymore," Budo went on to continue. While knowing how adamant both warriors are, the Grand Priest responds, "I highly doubt that this battle will see an endpoint anytime soon until one of their spirits is the first to fold, which by now is a little tough to call." In which even despite the fact of Angel Goku and Tekira's fight now continuing to intensify was when Budo had now gone as far as to reflect on back by responding, "Oh, I cannot begin to accept what I've witnessed transpire here today. He's just a mere mortal. When we first laid eyes on him, he was but a joke of a man with nothing to possibly offer the five of us. So how is he able to leap right by our expectations into now fighting on par with the second strongest in the multiverse like this? Oh, this is so infuriating to watch. He was mine. If I only knew that deep down this was what the mortal was truly capable of, then I would have ended him the moment our battle began instead of wanting to punish him the way I did. I let this happen. I could have destroyed him. A true warrior would have battled to the death," Budo went on to then continue, "until there was only one fighter left standing, but instead, he took advantage of the situation and knocked me off the platform I was standing on and out of the tournament stage. And to watch him be on an equal fighting level to Tekira now is the last straw. I am done watching. I am done waiting to see what the outcome of his battles against us is going to be like. Who is he to come into our domain and treat us as though we are only mere stepping stones on his path to greatness? I am Budo, the 5th strongest ranking warrior in the entire multiverse, second to my fellow brothers and angel attendees, and I will not let this slide. Twice now we had to watch this puny little man shatter his limits into reaching greater levels of power, and with the first feat being through his experience with me. I know I can break him. I know I am superior in every possible way. Oh, this has gone on long enough and I am not sitting around here and waiting anymore, Budo shouts. I am done sitting back and allowing for this privileged barbarian to walk all over us and spit in the face of our legacy by calling for such a tournament to begin with when he's done absolutely nothing to earn his place in challenging the 5 of us. I will no longer sit idly by and watch this Saiyan make a mockery of everything that we've done to be where we are, especially with how he got past me, with the Grand Priest then asking, "Say, now what are you thinking about here, Budo?" As even Yoshido went on to chime in, "Hey, easy now, hothead. You know it's against the rules for you to go and just jump right into this fight without Tekira calling for you to be tagged in, so you should remain on your throne." But Budo in fact now had different plans, because upon Budo now being shown dashing towards Goku, it was only now to the sudden shock and surprise of everyone there where Budo went on to respond, "The hell with the stupid rules and the hell with this stupid mortal who thinks that he could walk all over us. I'm avenging my loss against him right here, right now, under first blood rules, which means a fight to the death," with Winston having to shout, "What? But he can't just go and do that during the middle of someone else's battle. What is Budo doing? Hey, are you nuts?" Yoshido went on to then quickly chime in, "Get back up here, you're going to ruin who am I kidding? I'm actually kind of loving this right now. That's Budo, Angel Goku went on to quickly respond, but why is he making his way down towards the stage all of a sudden? I didn't see Tekira tag him into this fight, as even Tekira himself had now gone as far as to warn Budo, as Tekira went on to then shout, "I said that's enough, Budo! I will not allow for you to intervene!" But Budo, on the other hand, seemingly was not hearing what Tekira was saying at all, as Budo had proceeded in making his way towards Goku by then shouting, "I'll put you back in your place, Goku! And I shouldn't have ever taken you for granted when I did, but this ends now! You will not be allowed to proceed any further, Saiyan!" But then, it was only now from out of nowhere where all of a sudden we then see how Tekira had now inserted himself in kicking Budo in the face, as Tekira from that point went on to shout, "I said no, warrior! This is not your battle to wage, Budo! You are to know your role throughout this tournament and accept the outcome which you've dealt with earlier and remain with the others until you are called for. And I will not have you disrespect my title like this again." "Oh, just wonderful," Akuma went on to then quickly chime in. "Now look, Budo! You couldn't control your anger long enough and wait to be tagged back in. Now look at the mess that you've caused." To which even then, despite Budo's body being shown creating shockwaves, as he was now left having to travel through the void, was when Angel Goku went on to chime in, "Whoa, but why? Oh, just what in the world was that all about? Has he lost his mind during all of this, or what?" With even Whis chiming in, "Goodness, and just what in the world has gotten into Budo to have him act out in such a way? Has his loss to Goku truly affected him in that big of a way?" To which only now had prompted in a very annoyed Grand Priest to be shown extending his arm out and teleporting Budo back to the spectator seats, as the Grand Priest went on to then respond, "Enough out of you, Budo! I will not have you intervene illegally. You will abide by the rules that are set in place or face the consequences of your actions." "Oh, you fool! What has gotten into him all of a sudden? Budo, what are you doing?" Akuma then went on to quickly shout, "You're going to ruin everything here," with Yoshido chiming in, "Uh-oh, the hothead's done it now. We told him to remain where he was, but now he somehow managed to anger both Tekira and the Grand Priest for being so reckless. Your obsession in wanting to get back at Son Goku for ringing you out during your battle with him has caused you to completely lose sight of what is currently going on," the Grand Priest went on to quickly respond. "This will be your one and only warning moving forward. Unless you are tagged in or called forth to battle, if you do what you just did again, then you will be destroyed," as it was only right then and there now during that moment where the Beyond Dragon Ball Super story of the top 5 strongest warriors in the multiverse manga chapter number 56 special then comes to a close. Now you can make no mistake about the fact that moving forward now, as we near the end of the top 5 strongest in the multiverse story, things are without question going to get even more intense, even crazier than what we've seen go down thus far, to which all of this and so much more is going to begin with the upcoming manga chapter, which will be that of manga chapter number 57, which will be made available right now for those of you who are members of my Patreon to see. So if you would not only like to support the fan manga content that you see on this channel, but also gain exclusive access to additional content and essentially all of my soundtracks, art, PNGs, fan mangas, and so much more, then I do encourage for all of you guys to become a member of my Patreon today, patreon.com/UnrealEntGaming, to which I will go on ahead and leave those links located down in the description box below and pinned comment section below as well, because all of your help is going to go towards, and I'm going to confirm this now because I have on Patreon, is essentially going to be funding the fan animations that I have planned beginning with Merno and the story of the top 5 strongest. So yes, we are currently working on those animations behind the scenes right now, to which on my Patreon we have posted little snippets of. So essentially all of your contributions and donations are going to be put towards additional fan mangas and fan animations to come, to where also, in case you're kind of wondering as to why Budo had gone as far as to insert himself in this fight, is essentially what had transpired going down with Yoshido's fight, with Tekira demanding for Yoshido to swap out, which of course Yoshido agreed upon, whereas Budo had inserted himself illegally without the consent of Tekira having to bless him in order for them to swap positions, right? So Budo believes that instead of having to win via submission or a ring out, the proper way to win a tournament is to fight to the death. So when considering all things and seeing the way Goku had eliminated him, you can almost kind of go as far as to see why he's so salty. So again, I can't wait to show you guys what is about to transpire coming up next, to which as always, if you also just so happen to be new to this channel, then I do encourage for all of you to go on over and smash that subscribe button on top of giving this video a big fat thumbs up by smashing that like button down below, tune back in for more. And with all that being said, I want to thank you all so much for your time. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll be seeing each and every single one of you down in the comment section below and in the next video. Take it easy, everybody, and have a great day. Peace.
Hello. Did you know that you can stay up to date with the latest Dragon Ball content by simply subscribing to UnrealEntGaming?
Also, don't forget to follow on these social media platforms, you sexy son of a bitch.
Roshi.
Silent Cell, me and the fans are having a moment. That's right. I know what you want. Extra long, thick Dragon Ball content. Quality reviews with flawless editing. Yeah, you like that, wouldn't you? You dirty bitch.
Roshi, the fuck?
God damn it, I need them to subscribe, Cell.
And we're demonetized.
Yeah, screw it. Let's cut to the video.